office, and please sign up before spring break, and your grade needs to have at least 2 hours. So thank you.
Hey guys, so we're super excited to announce that the Winter Play Orlando is going to be opening next week. But there's been a little bit of confusion about how to make reservations. So we brought diagrams. You may recognize this. This is York.org. This is the lovely cover art done by James Hasnowski. And here you can see Winter Play Orlando, March 1st through 4th. Reserve seats here. And then there's an arrow. And you can click the arrow, which will lead you to this page, which is where you can fill out a form with your name, your email, the number of seats, the show time you'd like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at 7:30 or 2 o'clock. Any comments you'd like to leave, like, York Theater is amazing, I'm so excited to see this show. And then you press submit. And that's how you make reservations for the Winter Play, which every person in this room should do for next Thursday at 7:30.
And just a reminder, it is completely free for anyone watching. It's completely free, and it fills up pretty fast.
So make sure you reserve online. The play is really original and unusual. It's quirky and fun and whimsical.
I don't see anything like it anywhere else.
And it offers a lot of commentary on some social discussions that we're having right now in America. So come see it.
Campbell said it wasn't free, so then if you become an usher, then it's free. We're going to say that. So if you're interested, please come talk to me. I also have a sign-up hub on the bulletin board. So yeah, thank you.
So the Men's Issues Club will now be known as the Good Guys Club. We'll be meeting today in room 6. We'll be watching a segment of the Duke lacrosse scandal and discussing that. If you come early, we'll have snacks for you guys.
So again, I want to start a boys volleyball team, and obviously you didn't enroll for a team. So if you're interested, please let me know.
Hey JSA people, if you are going on the winter state trip this weekend, you need to be here at York. Tomorrow at 6:30, where the vans will take you to Sacramento. Also, Activism Club hasn't met for a while, but we think that in the wake of the Florida shootings and all of the stuff that's going on right now in American politics, and discussing gun control, different kinds of reform, we think it's really important for us to meet and talk about what's going on right now. So we'll be having a meeting today at lunch in room 4, where we will be discussing upcoming events that students have been planning nationwide to combat sort of all of the stuff. Anyway, so if you're interested, even if you've never been to the club before, even if you're not sure you want to join, just come. We're going to be brainstorming some ideas and just talking about stuff that needs to be talked about.
So room 4 at lunch dinner.
Be there.
So Key Club has elections coming up, so if you want to do what Marissa and I do, then come to the meeting today and we'll nominate people.
It'll be in Miss Durkee's room during lunch. You guys should all be there. Key Club is great.
My biological father has never been present in my life. As a child, I was embarrassed by the fact that I didn't have a dad. Most girls my age and all my friends had a dad who loved them, who cared for them, and who always supported them. I, however, didn't. I absolutely despised Father's Day because it was just a constant reminder of something that I didn't have. For a long time, I wondered why my dad didn't want to be a part of my life. It just didn't make any sense. The only possible explanation was that I had done something wrong to make him not want to be with me. When I was 5 years old, I received a phone call from my dad saying that he wanted to spend some time with me. He told me he would pick me up the next day at 8:30 a.m. That was the best news that I had ever received. I was so excited that I could barely even sleep that night. The next day, I woke up extra early to get ready. I had my mom put my hair into 2 pigtails and I changed out of my PJs. As 8:30 a.m. approached, I went outside to sit on the porch. I wanted to be there to greet him as soon as he arrived. It was a freezing cold, foggy morning, but I didn't care. Pretty soon it was 8:30 and he was still not there for me. I thought to myself, maybe he's just running a little late, so I decided to wait 10 more minutes. Those 10 minutes turned into 20, 35, 50, and then an hour. He never showed up. My mind tried to create scenarios of things that could have prevented him from coming. These scenarios that I created were just to protect my small, fragile heart from once again being broken by the same man. The truth is that he never had any intention of showing up. My mom is not only my mom, she is the strongest woman that I know. Although there was a big void in my heart, she was able to fill it with all the love and happiness that she gave me. It was more than making me just feel loved. It was showing me that even through a difficult situation, I will always be loved. Her constant motivation has given me the confidence to achieve things that I didn't even think were possible. She is always cheering me on with a happy smile, encouraging me to be the very best person that I can be. I am no longer ashamed by the fact that I don't have a dad. Although my biological father has never been there for me, my mom always has been. Throughout my whole life, I have been surrounded by people who genuinely love and care for me. It is a sad reality that many grow up without a father in their life. But not every abandoned child grows up without a positive role model. In my case, I feel that because I grew up with such a strong woman in my life, I have become a passionate, independent young lady.
No one likes to follow these amazing sophomore speeches. But I wanted to this morning because I'm always struck by the courage this morning and on other mornings that you display when you stand up here and speak about things that could be scary, that could feel threatening, that could be painful. And I hope that that's not only a reflection of your individual courage, but of a sense that you have that this is a safe place. You get that applause, well-deserved, both after these great speeches, but before them. Because I believe this is a school where we care about one another and where we make it possible for you to feel safe enough to talk about something really meaningful. Your safety is the most important thing we think about every day. I just want to take a moment to remind you of that. It extends into all sorts of things that we do, from sign-outs to fire drills, and it is an ongoing effort on the part of the school to keep you safe. That's particularly on our minds now, but it's not a new concern because of Florida. But I do want to also follow on the announcement that was made about activism and tell you that the school fully supports your taking action to try to address something that concerns us all. I've been very encouraged by the number of conversations that I know are going on, and many I'm sure I haven't heard, among adults and among students about how to respond to something so horrific. I'd like to make just a little distinction. No one with a beating human heart that I can imagine, disagrees that the loss of life, especially in these circumstances, is a horrible thing and that we're all opposed to that. So one of the things we're talking about is how can we as a school not only feel safe here, but extend our best wishes to those who suffer from being unsafe through no fault of their own. The political response is more complicated, of course. That doesn't mean the impulse to do something is not important. And again, the school fully supports you in doing so. What we want to be talking about is how to do something that allows us to be united, but respects that not everyone has the same ideas about the political response. So there have been some great conversations going on. I want to encourage those to continue, and I hope that you will engage me, Mr. Raymond, Ms. Sherry, any other adults in the community as you plan what kind of response you want to make. Because one of the things I think the nation is admiring, and justifiably so right now, is that it's the students in Parkland, Florida, who are taking the lead. And we are fully supportive of your taking the lead. Just to let you know, one of the things that the school is doing, again, part of an ongoing effort moving forward, is that we're going to be up early in the morning on Wednesday the 28th, a day that we've designated as a professional growth day for the adults and a digital learning day for you. And we're going to have 4 hours, faculty and staff, of new training to see how we can better respond to the possibility of an intruder or some threat to the campus. Many of you know we've done various kinds of drills about this in the past, lockdown and others, but there's a lot of new thinking, unfortunately informed by the prevalence of these kinds of tragedies. So the school's taking action. You'll hear all about that shortly afterwards, and we'll meet and talk, and we'll do some kind of new drill. But we're going to be training together to try and do what we can to keep all of you safe. We encourage you to take care of one another, both emotionally and physically, and to be thinking about the larger problem of keeping people safe all over the country and all over the world. Thank you.
There is no segue here that I can think of, so I'm just going to go for, other than to say that was beautiful. Monday is the York Science Fair. The display boards will be set up by 2 o'clock Monday afternoon for everyone to go and see and to appreciate all of the hard work that went into the projects. They will stay up until Thursday afternoon at 3:30, so I hope that everyone will get a chance to go and see. Monday afternoon between 2 and 3:30, students will be with their boards. Every student who has carried out a science fair project. This will take place in the gym if you have a free 6th period, or you want to take some time during health and fitness, a few minutes to come and quick take a look. You can do that and talk to the students who are there. The gym will be closed at 3:30 on Monday for the actual formal judging process, but there still will be lots of time for you to see. So remember the York Science Fair, Monday through Thursday next week.
Wow, it's been a while since I've made an announcement here. It's kind of fun. I have an audience. Today's a big day for theater announcements, so I hope you are all listening. Number one, I want to talk about the one-act plays. If you have seen the flyers that I've had up, you know that we are inviting all of you, faculty, staff, students, anybody else watching, to write a 10-minute one-act play and submit it by the day we get back from spring break for our Festival of the Arts, which is coming up in April. If you have any questions, I'll be outside afterwards and I can answer your questions. Second thing is our lighting designer is not going to be here till noon, so those of you who signed up to work next period, you don't have to. Third thing, anybody who has not turned in your permission slips for the trip to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in another 2 weeks, please make sure you do that today. And finally, I want to say that the play Orlando, which they so ably advertised, first of all, has nothing to do with Florida or Epcot. But it puts me in mind of what Mr. Harmon has been saying. Lin-Manuel Miranda very famously said, "Love is love is love is love." Orlando is a play that talks about love transcending gender, time, place, and it certainly should transcend hatred and guns. I invite you all to come and laugh and maybe cry at our production of Orlando.
I'd like to get you up here. We said we were going to make an announcement to try and recruit some students for golf, which we need more athletes for golf, and maybe track. But really in the common theme of taking care of each other and love, all of the students and faculty and staff have been working to fold, to sort, to organize, to string 1,000 paper cranes, to send our well wishes to both Coach Peters and to you. For anyone who has seen Coach Peters at Awards Day, he gets really enthused when he's presenting the award for The Rock. The Rock goes to the goalie of a team, normally the unsung hero, and I think not only his own strength and recovery efforts, a lot of that depends on his own rock, which is you. So, one of the notes written to Coach Peters that I'll just read here, very short, says, "Forged in the Sierras and as hard as them, get better soon." So this is for you, and amongst some of those paper cranes are a few messages written by the students.
Thank you everybody so much. Thank you. Mr. Peters will be so touched as we all are.
Good break. Go to class.